Now, I get asked a lot to tie flies, basically that I've never really tied before, and sometimes obviously I do them. A lot of times I can't, it's just material wise and stuff. But this is a fly I'm going to give a go. This is a Thunder Creek pattern. It's called the Blacknose Dace, though as you can see this one's got a red eye. The original's white. I just don't have the white eyes, but I'm going to tie the fly, just change it to suit. You can paint the eyes on if you want. The originals were painted on. These ones are sticky, it's just so that I can basically finish the fly. So, but anyway, I had a couple of goes to see how the best way to tie it. That's basically the main one. Now, thread choice, it's up to yourself. Thread, I'm using the uni thread in white. It's 6-0, it's actually quite thick, so helps to build up the head a wee bit. Now, I'm lucky enough to have a packet of the original Keith Fulsher Thunder Creek hooks, and these were made obviously by Partridge. And this is one here, as you can see. Now, they're lovely hooks. It's a size 4. I mean, I've put a lot of work into them. You can actually even see where they've tapered the head area down towards the eye, which is really nice. But anyway, what I'm going to do is start at right at the eye of the hook, and then I'm going to put a layer of thread down the head length, which is there. I'm going to remove the waste. Now I'm going to add on wee bits just so the fly's got a bit of interest in it. Now I'm going to put a wee bit of flash in. Now, Krystal flash. I'm going to use a pearl and a silver, just a strand of each. Should have had this ready instead of reaching over, but anyway. Got a strand of pearl and a strand of the silver. So what I'm going to do is obviously line up the ends. I'm going to tie one in the top, or both of them, one of each on top, sorry, and then come along. You want just to the bend of the hook, back of the hook. Just line these up a wee bit. Just take the thread up. So there's two, there's a pearl and a silver on top. I'm just going to bring it underneath, and that's them ready. And trim it the full length, obviously, same length. Now, the addition is just, I'm going to add some, this is a badger cock hackles that I've got. I've got a nice, the dace has got a nice black bar running along the centre of its body, so I'm just going to encourage that by using up some of these hackles. So I'll get one of each. Just going to line them up. Just tips are same length. Just move your fingers so they sit right. So you get your black line. There we are. So I'm going to just by the bend, or just by, the bucktail will come to about just by that, so I'm looking to tie it in. So hold it, just tear away some of the fibres either side, and what I'm doing is offering the hackle either side of the head. So I'm just using my nail to do that. There we are. So we come around with a couple of turns just to see how they're sitting. So you don't have to do this, it's just have it in line with the shank of the hook. You can see that encourages it a wee bit better, and then when you're happy position, then you can tighten up. Take your thread up. Now we are building up the head of the dace, so we're using the thread to do that, so the best way to do it is to gut them down. So there we are, just encourage that to stay. They're quite sparse, they're not overdressed, these flies. Or these fry patterns anyway. Now we need, on top, is you could use the back of the bucktail. This natural colour here, the white bucktail. Or you could use what I've got here. This is a dyed ginger, which gives you more material to work with and longer fibres, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to dress it to suit myself. So as I say, I don't specialise in these type of flies, so I'm tying them the best I can. So what the first thing I'm going to do is cut off some of the dyed ginger bucktail. Take away any of the broken ends and any under fur. Basically I'm going to stack it, so I'll put it in tips first. The under fur stops the fibre stacking, so you basically just do that. So the ends are lined up. Now the bucktail comes by about to the end of the hackle points. So the easiest way to measure it is to measure it from the back. So we need that to be the same over. So what we're going to do is offer it up here. First thing we'll do is going to moisten the bucktail. Just moisten it so you can see what you're doing. Right on the top and right at the eye. So the length we want is in here. I'm encouraging that to stay together so you can see it. And then I'm going to work it my way down. A couple of broken ends there. The bucktail fibres are different lengths, so this is why you're getting some springing up. As we get near to the back of the head, we want to try and taper it towards where I've tied in the hackles, and be careful you don't cut them. So then it tapers to the back, tapers down towards the feathers, the shank of the hook. Bring my thread back up. As I said, we're building up the head at the same time. This will give you the shape that you're needing. Encourage the bucktail to stay together. Now we need white. Again, as straight as you can get. You're looking to buy bucktails that are as straight as possible because they're easier to work with for this style of fly. So we've got the white. Again, broken ends. Open out the fibres, there's the fluff, we don't want that. Take away. Then we're going to stack it. Tips first into the stacker, tap it on your desk. So we're lined up, so we offer this underneath. And you can turn the hook upside down if you want. There's my length. Again, moisten it so we can see where we are. We want that right at that point there. Just make sure it's the same length. And then we work down. Take your time. Now as we get near the back, we want to taper it, cut it. So we come in, the points of the scissors. Trim at an angle, carry on down, and then we work our way back up. Just ignore this just now, you're going to obviously move it around. Then we come back up, again, thinking of the shape of the head. All the way up. Now I'm going to make sure I've separated the brown and the white. I've got one white there, you can see. Make sure that if you spend a bit of time doing this, it makes it easier. So it does to actually separate them when you go to form the head. Just making sure that I'm right up to the eye. Pin to a moisture, pin to hold it, just roll your fingers through the fibre and stay together. Now we need black, same bucktail. This will help obviously encourage the lateral line running along black. So it'll be exactly the same, don't need as much fibre though, just reduce it. Again I'm going to stack it. Now you put it in tips first, the same as we did with the ginger and the white. Just tap at your desk. Now the length, you're looking at the black being the length of the hook, so it's shorter. So we tie this, and again make sure you moisten it. And I'm putting this on the side. See the length there, so nice and tight. Now what I'm going to do here is make sure the fibres are on the side and tight together. You can bring them away from the side or keep them away from the shank 90 degrees towards myself. As I say, this makes it easier when you go to tie them in. If you do all this at this point, we work our way down what we did with the white and the Brit and the ginger, get to this point, then we can trim away at a slight angle. Work our way down and back up, ready for tying in your side. This one has a wee bit more. A lot of these other patterns are just got top and bottom. So there's the black. Just hold the black out. You'll see I'm keeping it separated. It makes it easier to set. The black on your side, the exact same. Trim it close to the skin, take away the fluff, any broken ends. When you stack it up, tips first into the stacker, tap on your desk. I've got a guide, obviously a length we need on this side so we can use that, but it's just the length of the hook. Let's see, pays it to keep this moist so we can keep them separated. So the length is the length of the hook. We come in, moisten the fibre, catch it on the side, right up against the eye, tighten up, wind down, oops, keeping hold of the cut ends just before we get to the back, just trim it. Now before I go anywhere, I'm going to separate the black from everything else, just make sure it's not going to blend or mix into the white and the ginger fibre. Again, we start to work our way up. Now as we get up here, we want to make sure the bucktail's right up against the eye. So what I'm going to do is grab the black we just tied on, because that's the one you want to make sure. Ginger over first, so we bring the ginger over. We want to bring the thread back down. Again, just think of the shape of the head. When you're doing all this up and down, you're actually forming the head shape, tying these things in. So there's the ginger over, so we bring it over, 2 or 3 turns. Just check where we are, looks okay. We can now do the white, do the same, we can put it underneath. If you can turn your hook upside down, obviously you can see what you're doing. Just check, you can always move it around at this point. See where we are. And what I'm doing is pressing the bucktail so that it's sitting. Now we do the sides, the black. Get nice and tight, come over a couple of turns. See where we are. Then I'm doing my side. Check on this side. And there we go. Now your side just needs to be spread slightly. So you get the white, nice markings. When you're happy with that, we can then finish. forming the head. There we are. Just bring things together. Now, see how things are sitting. Yeah, it looks not too bad, it looks okay. The bucktail's spread slightly. I mean, underneath you've got all the colour blends, the mix. It looks okay. Now, for the eyes, I've just got some small, as I say, I've got really, these are fluorescent orange, fire orange. That's all I've got. I mean, you can use the white. You can paint it on if you want, but for speed I'm using these. So what I'm doing is taking the two eyes off, put them on my thumb, just so I can use them when I'm ready. I'm actually going to super glue them just on so I can position them a wee bit better. So where I want them to sit, it's just right in the centre there. And then I've got a pair of tweezers that I can use. Take them off. I mean, they are sticky eyed, but they always fall off. Transforms the look of the fly. Do the same on this side. Just looking from the top down, you just touch it with the super glue. Got the tweezers, position the eye. Oops. As I say, you can paint it on using acrylic paint. It dries quick, black, and once you use, well, I'm going to be using a resin that will make it nice and shiny. And I'm just checking. Just encouraging it to stick. It just allows it to stay there while you're actually going to use your resin, rather than falling on the floor. See, there's your eye there. It's slightly off a wee bit on one side there, but it's fine. It's not going to fall on the floor. There we go. Now, you're looking for a nice light resin. So allow it to soak in. Don't want to overdo it. Obviously go into the eye, all the way around. That should do it. Let's now set it with the torch, the top first, underneath. Just going to rotate the fly, allow the resin to set. Just allow the resin, give it plenty of time to cure. Then what I'm going to do is basically always seal the resin with a clear varnish. So maybe I'd probably put a couple of coats on. You could put another coat of resin on it if you want, depends on the type of head that you're looking for, but it may build up too much, so you're happy with that. So then all we do is, I say, I usually build up the varnish. This is Veneer's clear varnish, just apply it with a brush over the top. Now once the first coat of varnish is dry, then I've got some ladies nail varnish. I'm just going to tap underneath here red. I'll give a wee impression of the gills. And again, allow that to dry. Once that's dry, I'll put another coat of varnish on it. And there you go, that's a quick version, or a version of the Blacknose Dace. As I say, it's not a fly I normally tie, but I hope you enjoyed that. It's something different, and thank you for watching.